Hello and welcome back. We are live and we're ready to cast the second series for tonight, which are, of course, Doniel versus FrosT. I lied to you the previous time, guys. It's gonna be a TvT, which means an instant clown fiesta. So, what are we waiting for, honestly? Mm, Going into replays game 1, FrosT versus Doniel. It's gonna be on Nightshade. Load from replay. Everything is top-notch quality. Actually, we once again starting to gather viewers at Module Metagame System, Mr. Stork, all of you. Oh, actually, Backlash. Hi, hi, man. How are you doing tonight? And as we're speaking, the game's starting, so let's jump into it. In the top left corner of Nightshade, this is the representative of ISGI, and I forgot the full name of the clan, but I know they're good. Let me hear you in the Twitch chat for Doniel! And his opponent with the blue pieces. This is the currently clanless player, who is Diamond 1, by the way. This is FrosT! We see FrosT with an early gas, at least earlier than his opponent's gas. Both of them mirroring each other for now, except, as I mentioned already, the gas part. We see a Reaper, that Doniel's Reaper a little bit late, as well as the orbital command, but as you can see, he got an earlier CC. So far, they're kinda equal. The CC was a little bit delayed by an SCV, but now it's all good. Two SCVs 5 feet apart because they're not gay. Okay, they're a lot more feet apart now. The Reaper, I thought the Reaper is gonna go and attack and be aggressive, but instead he chose the defensive position, patrolling the ramps here. And Doniel's Reaper actually doing the same. We're not gonna see any aggression with the Reapers, as we can see. So yeah, this is pretty much it for now, of course. And I need to learn to work with mouse and keyboard someday, maybe. We see a Marine coming here to support the Reaper, a factory with a reactor on the barracks. He's probably gonna switch it up, do some Hellions. We see pretty much the same thing going for FrosT here, but a bunker actually for Doniel, and no bunker for FrosT. He feels sure enough in his abilities. Two Marines at the Precision Tech Lab on the factory, probably gonna be for a Cyclone or a tank. So this is a gamble, because if you decide to skip the Cyclone, this is gonna give you a big advantage in the mid game, because you're gonna be a tank ahead, but you're risking to take a lot of damage from potential harassment. As you can see, Doniel is not taking that risk and is doing a Cyclone in his factory, as well as a starport, which is finishing up. Probably gonna do some harassment with either a Raven or a Banshee. Probably the Banshee is the better choice, since you can micro it a little bit more. Okay, so FrosT decides not to skip the Cyclone and do it. Let's see if it's gonna be worth it. Yep, a Raven going into the protection tab for Doniel. He is gonna do some pretty solid harassment, or he's gonna do it defensively. He's gonna use it defensively? Let's see what's gonna happen. No tanks for the red Terrans so far. Only this Cyclone and Reaper who are gonna scout. The Reaper goes down. The Cyclone takes. Oh, the Cyclone takes a Marine, but at what cost? It's gonna go down. Explodes in flames, and this is a pretty good trade for FrosT so far. We see Doniel's Raven comes out. I'm curious to see if they're gonna use them for either harassment or they're gonna just stay at home. A tank finally for Doniel, and an already sieged up tank for FrosT, who is building a command center which is halfway near completion. FrosT now switching the starport to a reactor and probably gonna attach this barracks to the lonely reactor here. On the other side of the map, we see Doniel setting up his economy, doing some macro, doing actually quite a lot of Vikings, which is something I really like, because in TvT, whoever has the air advantage is, generally speaking, ahead with a lot. And seeing from the units tab, Doniel is clearly going to have this advantage. The Vikings patrolling here, expecting harassment. A spotter Marine, a spotter Reaper. So far, quite passive game from both players. 1-1 for FrosT, and only +1 attack for Doniel. We see that we also see that FrosT is researching combat shields alongside with the Stimpack, while Doniel is only doing his Stimpack research. The blue Terran is making an armory so he can start 2-2 immediately. And his Raven and Cyclone also patrolling the east side of FrosT's main. Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter, they say, if you get the reference, because I'm sure these guys do. Now, Doniel gathering his army, maybe he's going to go for an attack on third base. Let's see if it's going to be successful. Actually, if he really does go for an attack, he can do it pretty well if he chooses to go from here. If he chooses to go from here, he's going to be greeted by a siege tank, which is not the thing you wanted. It's not the thing you want. The third base for Doniel is going to go down, not pun intended, on this location. And actually what I see is that Doniel is 12 workers behind, which is not the best situation you want to be in, especially in a mirror match. He's doing a second factory so he can step up his siege tank production. +1 armor on the way, but the advantage for FrosT is now that he started his 2-2 already, and Doniel is a long way from that. But what Doniel has is, as I mentioned, the air superiority, and has the Raven, so he can basically click the defensive not the defensive matrix, the matrix ability, which is gonna disable the tank. Now the Terran player, you have a Terran player, the only one in this game, right? The red Terran player trying to break off this rock so he can clean up another position he can attack from. The tanks really careful. If they siege up here, they're gonna be able to destroy these tanks, which is gonna... Oh, they barely reach each other. But these Vikings, they're real scary right now, and well, FrosT simply cannot afford to be aggressive in any way. Now he's gonna lose his tanks, which is terrible, and a couple of Marines also. And what is he trying to do? He's not gonna achieve anything. Now this is looking pretty bad for FrosT here, even though he has some worker count advantage. It's not looking great, guys. Doniel is gonna try and attack, take out the missile turret, take out the rocks, and probably the sensor tower as well. FrosT not really being able to do much with the siege tank supporting the bio, and FrosT having only 4 siege tanks, which are... Oh, okay, there they are. With this Viking superiority, maybe now he should try to focus the Vikings instead. A big chunk of the Red Terran's army actually goes down, and the tanks go down as well. So looks like Doniel should retreat for the time being. But what I like about FrosT is that he's on 4 bases, looking really solid. The thing is, can he defend once more versus this army? Now it got Liberators, it's got Vikings, a Raven, a bunch of Marines, even though behind in upgrades they're just more. So this army is definitely looking scary, guys. And if FrosT wants to stay in the game, he needs to do a lot of work for it, because right now it's not looking great. He's going for a 5th, 6th base. Holy crap! Okay, the siege tank's moving, and FrosT is gonna see what's happening. Oh, but the tanks are gonna be out of... Okay, they're not out of position. They're gonna exchange some shots. Good. Disable matrices, and there's not enough active tanks to destroy the bio. A pretty good use of the Raven. Unfortunately, it goes down, but actually, right now, the game is getting pretty weird because Doniel has access to attack this base here, but FrosT quickly to respawn. The tanks goes down, the bio power absolutely wrecking Doniel's army, and this economic lead shows its strength as well as the upgrade advantage. You see, they're an upgrade away from each other right now. This is great for FrosT, and not so great for Doniel. But Doniel actually stepping up his economy, 20 out of 16 workers on the 4th base. This base is also mining with mules, so I really like how Doniel is taking some time to work on his economy instead of attacking. And now I'm getting really confused what's going on. Both players are making a lot of army. I like how there's spotter Marines everywhere from Doniel. I mean, if we look at his vision, he's basically playing without a fog of war, honestly. The Marine here is gonna scout this base. The army is ready to attack. This Marine is beating this base, and a big fight is gonna form, I suppose. The tanks are sieging up, and they're gonna clean quite a lot of bio. Liberators are gonna be literally sacrificed for nothing. Okay, takes out 1 tank, but that's it. That's pretty much what it took out. Now, oh, defensive measures, and siege tanks go down. Now, Doniel has only his bio to work with. At least on this fight, he got 3 more tanks in his base. But honestly, the big problem for Doniel here is the upgrade disadvantage, and respectively the upgrade advantage for his opponent. Right now they're 2-2 to 3-3. And a big fight is forming up. These rocks are gonna go down. The tanks are sieging, which is great. Ooh. Absolutely. Actually, all of the tanks were in range of these ones, and now the whole army basically of Doniel is gone, at least on this battlefield. 2 more tanks here, but a lot of marauders in the bio composition of FrosT. And looks like he's gonna take this game. Actually, double the army supply once again. These starports are gonna do nothing. Well, they're gonna do Vikings if they live to do it. FrosT doesn't even sieges his tanks. He doesn't need to. A chunk of Marines is forming here, but I'm not sure it can do much about so many tanks. We see 11-3, and now the tanks are sieging up, and this is heading closer and closer to a GG. These marauders in the composition, they flavor up so good with the rest of the bio, and it's looking pretty solid, guys. Pretty solid. He doesn't even need to siege up once again, and this is GG. FrosT takes game 1. Whew, what a game. Definitely well played by both Heron players. I'm barely out of voice, guys. So if I talk a little bit quiet in the next games, just so you know, it's because I can't speak that much. But let's get into game 2 of this series, which look absolutely epic once again. GG's from Mr. Stork. GG's from me as well, because these players are absolutely killing it. I can't wait to see what they have prepared for us in this second game of the series. Only if it loads. Once again, guys, make sure to click the match arena links below the stream, down where the panels are, so you can see the various weekly quests and complete them and donate to your own prize pool, basically. Type I don't know, PogChamp or Kappa if you did the quests already, so I can know, and so I can give you a pat on the shoulder. Now the second game of this best of 4 begins. Let's jump into it. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second game, as I said, from between the Terran player in the top left corner of Simulacrum. This is Doniel, and his opponent in the bottom right, the player who managed to take game number 1 very, very elegantly, with good positioning and good macro behind it. This is FrosT, leading 1-0. The second game, as you can see, full mirror so far. Scouting SCV to check what's going on. Sees pretty standard opener so far. Brain maybe gonna try and do some shenanigans on the natural here. They're gonna have a little bit of a clash, maybe. The second SCV goes down to place the command center. Doniel, of course, sees this, places a command center of his own. An orbital command already done. A factory in the production tab. I'm waiting to see a factory for FrosT any second now. We see the Reaper. Oh, misclicked. See the Doniel's Reaper. We see FrosT's Reaper, and now actually FrosT's Reaper doing a pretty good job. Oh, is he gonna snipe it? Oh no, a very bad misclick here from FrosT. He got a little panicked for a moment, which cost him the Reaper. Now it's actually getting really bad for FrosT because he needs to deal with 2 Reapers with only 1 Marine and I guess some workers, but overall this is not a situation you want to be in. He really didn't need to lose that 1 Reaper. Now they're gonna make a quick work of the helpless Marine and the ACV as well. Yeah, he's gonna block the ramp. Well, too bad, so sad. The Reapers can jump cliffs. They're gonna stop constructing this starport maybe or not. Okay, he saves it. But more and more SCVs go down 5 already. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, 2 Marines, but 7 SCVs already, and this is just the beginning of game 2. This is definitely not a position you want to be in as a Terran player in a mirror match. Cyclone and a Liberator in the production tab, so what's going to happen is basically the Cyclone can be used for aggression while the Liberator attacks from behind. And one of those Marines are going to go down. Good micro with the Reaper, manages to save both of them, and now FrosT needs to evacuate his base once again. Even landing the Viking to deal with the shenanigans here. And actually the Viking is gonna do pretty well for now. Let's see what's gonna happen with the Cyclone. Yep, he's going to join the fray in front of FrosT is natural, and Liberator is probably gonna harass. Yeah, there's a move marker set up for it. Ooh, now the Cyclone intercepts the Viking and barely saves it. Okay. The tank is not gonna see the dawn. FrosT takes it. Ooh, doesn't manage to take out the Cyclone, loses a tank, and so far Doniel trading amazingly in this series. 2 more barracks adding up the bio, and the Liberator here takes 2 SCVs, but the bigger damage he's doing is the fact that he's denying a lot of mining time. Doniel didn't even bother evacuating his Liberator. He just sacrificed it. He was like, fine, sure, take it. I'm showing superiority right now to you. Well, right now the game is a little bit passive, and I'm using this to talk less, so I can recover my voice at least a little bit. 2 more barracks adding up for this sweet double research. Tech lab on the factory, of course, and a reactor on the starport for Vikings and medevacs. Tank in the production tab as well as Vikings. Once again, Doniel really stressing on this Viking count, which I really like. 4 on the battlefield for the Red Terrans so far. And is he gonna go for an attack? He does! With 7 Marines, 3 tanks and 2 Vikings against Only one tank is in the main base, so what's the point of it? Right now, FrosT has nothing really to defend, but that's not that bad for him because Doniel is not gonna attack. As I thought, he's just gonna secure his third base. The same probably goes for FrosT, who is slowly but surely returning his economy back into the game. Only 4 workers behind. I'm probably gonna see an orbital command, but we see a huge engagement, a huge timing attack from Doniel here, and the third base exposed might even go down. Let's see if he's gonna try and do something. Keep in mind that this bio has no stim just yet. The one tank goes down, but the Cyclone is saved by a miracle. Oh, never mind, the miracle ends it. Oh, and this bio goes down. Oh no, the third base is gonna go down, and this is looking so bad for FrosT right now. Yeah, this third base is gonna go down. The bio feeling really proud of itself. Only one tank to defend with. Only 6 Marines and a Viking versus 3 Marines. 2 tanks at least. Ooh, this is actually a pretty good placement, and this SAC is gonna go down, getting focused at. The Vikings are landing as well, destroying the last remains of the bio. 2 Marines and 2 medevacs. Oh, okay, gets the tank down, and this is actually looking pretty exciting. Seeing that this one Viking didn't land, but now the Vikings of FrosT are gonna land here to try and destroy the tanks. Ooh, sadly in the range of one of the tank, but didn't manage to take the second one, which is not the best thing that can happen to you. These Vikings so low on HP right now, but if we look at the economy, only if I knew how to display these. If we look at the units lost, you can see that Doniel traded quite efficiently so far. And this is actually mainly because he has the offensive right now. In TvT, it's very, very important who has the offensive. Because, as you can see, Doniel has the offensive right now, and he's doing absolutely great at it. Because FrosT is need to respond, he's forced to defend right now. Which is not great. Which you definitely don't want to be in such position, especially in TvT, because this means you need to adjust your positioning according to your opponents. And in TvT, positioning means where you're gonna siege your tanks, which means if you need to siege accordingly to your opponents, your siege line is gonna be a second later, which can literally mean a game over. So right now, Doniel doing a great job keeping his opponent contained. He's trying to go for a third base and a fourth base at the same time, but this is gonna get intercepted pretty quickly. I mean, as you can see right now, Doniel knows about this third base, and okay, FrosT is gonna try and secure it, but it's not gonna be an easy task. Okay, so the siege tanks siege, and the big shots taking a clutch of the army. And now Doniel loading up these medevacs, going for a double medevac drop with 16 Marines in the main base, and well, guess what? There's nothing to defend in the main base. This can be absolutely terrible for FrosT. I mean, what can he do, really? It's gonna take him ages to transfer any forces to this base. He's gonna start taking the add-ons, killing off the economy, maybe even destroying the command center. Both of them? Okay, so quite quick reaction from FrosT, but still manages to take down the CC and so many workers. Oh my goodness, that's absolutely painful to watch. I can't. Meanwhile, Doniel feeling pretty confident on 4 bases. He got a cool army, And I think that his logic, his playstyle is when ahead, get more ahead. That's exactly what he's doing right now. He's making another base, and now a big clash is gonna form in the middle of the map. Actually, but oh my god, FrosT walking right into the siege line. Doniel sniping off the siege tanks, and now FrosT has nothing. He literally has nothing. He needs to evacuate. He needs to siege up something. He needs to do something in general, but with so much bio and the Vikings here, I'm not sure this command center is gonna live long enough. The siege tanks are gonna siege here as well, which means definitely taking it down. Another drop in the main base. I'd like to see this siege tank being sieged up. Doniel really wants this base. Yeah, he does. And are the medevacs gonna go out? Oh, they do. Perfect. But this CC is gonna go down, and oh no, not looking great. You see, the army supply is 30 to 111, and this is looking more and more like a GG. FrosT even attacking his own CC right now. He is doing the seppuku, guys. I mean, it's that stage of the game. I wonder if this +2 vehicle weapons is gonna finish up before the armory burns. But yeah, FrosT's base is in absolute disarray, and it's just a matter of time because before Doniel overwhelms him. I mean, look at the supply, and another huge army going for the 3rd/4th base of FrosT. Yeah, he's gonna try to make it into orbital, but he's not even gonna have the chance. I mean, he's gonna try and siege up 2 tanks versus freaking 10, 8, 9. 7 army supply to 100, and this is GG. Well, Mr. Stork, what you're looking at is the TvT matchup, and it's a clown fiesta 99% of the time, so enjoy. Let me just log in. Now, honestly, in my opinion, TvT is the most interesting mirror match because it kind of reminds me like chess. Scorpion here from the moderator desk disapproves a lot. Happy, joy. Yeah. But let's see how game 3 is gonna form. I'm really excited, guys. I'm also quite tired, but I really want to see this best of 4 come to an end. See what these players have packed for us. The game is gonna load. Once again, don't forget to donate via Matcherino. You see the little banner here? Yeah, if you go down, there are banners from which you can donate. And jumping up into game 3. Let's see how this is gonna work out. Alrighty, guys, in the top left corner, the man, the myth, the legend who managed to tie the series 1-1. This is the Red Terran Doniel from ISGI. And his opponent in the bottom right corner. In the blue pieces, this is FrosT. Cross your fingers. I will have a voice by the end of the stream, guys. I mean, as you can probably guess, it's getting pretty raspy. But yeah, I'm actually very excited I'm able to cast such games because as a Diamond player myself, I rarely have the honor to see Master or even GM players playing versus one another and doing such amazing games. Now actually, this SCV here managing to get the first hit. The CC is gonna go down. Pretty good play from FrosT. The second supply going down. And the SCV gonna stop here. Yeah, that's interesting. And the moral of the story from today's stream is the following: never cast more than one best of 4 per night. Otherwise, you're gonna get yourself killed mentally and physically. And it's simply not worth it, guys. And the Reaper clash is absolutely brutal. FrosT managing to take out the Reaper and the SV and saving its SV, building the CC. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. And 2 Hellions in the production tab, as well as a starport and a barracks. I hope I'm loud enough so you can hear me. And what's happening? It's once again a pretty standard game between the 2 players. 2 Hellions in the production tab. They're gonna come out of the base. Probably gonna try and do some harassing. What's gonna beat them? Literally nothing. Oh, a tank. Okay, that's better. 2 Hellions probably gonna wait for the other 2 Hellions, and are we gonna see a Banshee harassment? Maybe? Or it's just gonna be your standard Raven. Ooh, it's a Banshee harassment! Woo! 10 out of 10 prediction. The Hellions are gonna go back. They didn't find the damage they wanted, only the damage they received on their hulls, as you can see. We got some more barracks, bunker, but FrosT going for a Cyclone, which is very good, considering the fact that Banshee is in the production tab. A funny thing, by the way, about the Banshee, the cloak for the Banshee researches for a Banshee and a Viking production time. Oh, you can see a second Banshee actually in the production tab, but Doniel is quite supply blocked right now. Well, not for long, but still. 4 Hellions on the third base, on FrosT's third base location. A solid wall of supply depots. Okay, so Doniel won't find any damage whatsoever with the Hellions, but the Banshee. Let's follow it. See what's gonna do, and the Banshee goes in. 1, 2. Ooh. And the Cyclone has a lock-on ability once again. The Banshee won't be able to find that much of a damage. Now the second Banshee goes in, and strangely it goes to FrosT's natural location. I thought maybe Doniel wants to do some multi-prong on 2 bases, but okay, he does it. It was probably a misclick. Now 2 Hellions go down from these 4 Hellions. The third base is on location for FrosT. I like how macro-oriented his game is actually. Does the Banshee go down? Oh no. So the Banshee goes down, which is definitely not great. And FrosT is gonna have a second scan soon if he doesn't use it on a mule. Of course, double armoring. Is this gonna be a mech play? Oh, that's gonna be a mech play, guys. The second Banshee goes in. 2 workers going down. Okay, I actually like this move. I mean, the Banshee was doomed. Why not take a couple more workers with it? 5 workers total go down from this Banshee, which is uh, it's quite balanced. I mean, it could have been better, but that's also okay. I mean, the Banshee didn't die in vain, so it's perfectly balanced, as all things should be. A lot of Hellions going in here, which is actually a pretty good call for FrosT, as his opponent is doing bio and without combat shields even. Let's see, +1 vehicle weapons, +1 armor, and the Hellions going for the third base, but they're not gonna find anything there. So this Marine was unfortunate enough to go down. Actually, I like the move with the landed Vikings doing bonus damage versus mech units. Really well played by both players already. And now the question is this going to be the battle mech or the static heavy firepower mech? And it's going to be the second one, which is actually the better choice in TvT. Doniel here in a little bit of a weird position because when you're in TvT and you play mech, you need to make sure you do enough damage on the economy of your opponent, so he's not able to reach this pretty big mech army with cool upgrades and a lot of splash damage and a lot of damage output in general. So Doniel here is a little bit on a timer. You see he's producing medevacs because he needs to. On the other side of the map, FrosT doesn't need to produce medevacs because, well, guess what? Mech doesn't require healing, except Hellbats, but in TvT I don't think people do Hellbats. A confused SCV, a sensor tower. Okay, so far so good. From both players, if we look at the statistics, we're gonna see they're kinda equal in supply as well. Blue Flame and +2 vehicle weapons at the production tab for FrosT. Actually, FrosT is a Bulgarian player for those of you who didn't know, so I am quite biased here. But of course, not too much because that's not right. Right. Oh, so he started destroying the rocks. Gave up in the last minute. The rocks. Okay, the rocks GG'd. Fourth base going down for Doniel. Fourth base going down, and it's complete for FrosT. Now he needs to set up a good siege line here, and he needs to do it now. Okay, Doniel decides to reposition, and FrosT is out of position actually. Ish. He's not that out of position as I thought he was. But still it's looking pretty tricky, and he needs to evacuate his base. Oh no, he knows about it, and this is too much bio and too much Vikings. Actually, this base is gonna go down immediately, which is very not good. Oh my god. In the meantime, Doniel's base is on its way to be completed. These siege tanks actually looking very scary. And oh, remember what I said about the Hellbats? I was wrong. Doniel actually dodging the army going for this base location, but as you can see, there is actually nothing on it. A new CC is being produced in the main base, and right now FrosT is in a very tricky position because, as I said in the previous game, essentially Doniel has the offensive. of the very fact that his opponent is playing mech. We see Liberators, Tors in the protection tab from Doniel. Now he sees the blue flame and destroys more rocks. Ooh, there was a Liberator harass attempt here, but it was quite failed. And now these siege tanks are sieged up and the bio is going in! Didn't make the damage it wanted to and is forced to retreat. Actually, look at this Viking count. It's 12 to 6, literally double the Viking count for FrosT. That was what I was talking about, the advantage of mech. And now Doniel is actually gonna fall behind because he's playing bio and he didn't use this to prevent his opponent from getting the big mech army. As you can see, now FrosT is moving forward and it's getting chilly as he's preparing to attack. How will Doniel respond to this? Gonna siege up a good firing line, gonna set up a Liberator in a very weird spot. And this Tor is going to be now a problem for the Vikings, but he can disable it actually with the Raven. If the Raven lived long enough, he did not. A little bit sloppy here from FrosT. I guess he can afford it because of the big economy and of the big army, but still. Fourth base for him goes down. I'd like to see a fifth one here, as we see a 5th and 6th command centers for Doniel. And like how he's stepping up his macro game. And 3-3 for the mech in the production tab for FrosT, and 3 battle cruisers for Doniel. This game is absolutely crazy, guys. I don't know what to say about it except that it's gonna be freaking wild. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. This CC is flying. Oh no, he's gonna lose another CC. Oh, that's bad. Oh, please react. Please. Oh no, that's it. Rest in pepperoni. And oh no, the FrosT's army is so out of position. He's gonna lose another SCVM, another CC, and probably a whole mineral line. He retreats. The +3 vehicle weapons is gonna kick in anytime soon. These are a lot of Hellbats that got killed by only 3 siege tanks now. Doniel is gonna look for another anchor to attack. Is he gonna find it? Is he? Nope, he's just gonna retreat. But I mean, 2 command centers? That's a great trade. That's a trade I would like to take every day. Even though their trading so far is very, very equal. Both of them maxed out, but the upgrade lead definitely for FrosT. Even though I'd like to see what's going to happen with those battle cruisers when they come into play. No Yamato cannon just yet, but still, the battle cruisers all by themselves are a pretty scary army. Whoa, so many stuff go down. This Tor was absolutely massacred. Actually, these 5 Tors are going to do pretty good job versus the BCs. And the tanks are sieging up 4 more battle cruisers in the production tab. I really like the way that Doniel is reacting to the mech, because actually this is the right reaction to mech. Another battle cruiser in the production tab, +3 air weapons, +1 armor, or is it +2? It's +1. And Yamato cannon finally in the production tab. The battle cruisers teleport over the siege tanks, and the Tors need to do something about them, sniping them one by one. Here the battle cruiser fall doesn't really do damage on the siege tank themselves. The CC goes down, and overall a very good fight for FrosT, moving his siege tanks forward. It was a big fight, but in the end FrosT has so much more on the battlefield, and the problem is the battlefield is in Doniel's base. Siege tanks doing a lot of damage. 3 Thors still alive. Yamato cannon halfway done. Another battlecruiser goes down. And this is GG. FrosT take games 3. Okay, guys. So before we jump into game 4, I want to make a little pause because my throat hurts a lot. I'm gonna roll the intro song. So stay tuned. See you in around 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Uh, I got some fresh air. I recharged a little bit, and we're ready to jump into game 5. Hello, Booba09. Hello, uh, the Kyojin. I saw Doniel actually in the Twitch chat. So hello to everybody who's watching, and get ready to jump into the 4th game of this best of 4. Before we do that, I once again suggest you go to Matcherino and sponsor your own prize pool. Last game for this stream. I really don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be on Inferno Empire. It's gonna be absolutely scandalous and crazy. I can't wait. In the bottom left corner of Eternal Empire, this is the Red Terran who needs to win this game in order to tie the series. Let me hear you for the representative of ISGI, Doniel! And his opponent, who managed to take the last game with a beautiful, beautiful mech composition. This is the Bulgarian player with the blue Terran, FrosT. Both of them doing standard stuff at the moment, but this game is gonna be long and everything can happen in it, so let's follow this SCV. Actually, the thing about Eternal Empire is that it really reminds me of that Wings of Liberty map called Cloud Kingdom, which is basically Cloud Kingdom, but like yellow and Protoss-ish. I mean, Cloud Kingdom was also Protoss-ish, but like Dark Templar, and this is High Templar, and as you know, there's a huge, huge difference. It's just CG. Oh, okay, okay. Charge Gaming, gotcha. I'll know for the next time. Thank you for the clarification, Doniel. And now Doniel is gonna place down his CC, as well as FrosT is gonna do absolutely the same. They're mirroring each other again. Let's see the SCV here standing on the Naga Tower. The Reaper coming out. Doniel's Reaper coming out, and the SCV is gonna die from the pistols of this ferocious Reaper. FrosT is in defensive position this time. They're doing absolutely the same build, except the fact that Doniel's supply depot is late. The Reaper is gonna try and scout for his proxies, maybe? I don't know why he chose this direction, but now the thing is, he's gonna try and go for the SCV Reaper thing, but it's gonna be actually it's gonna be pretty successful. The Reaper, okay, the Reaper lives, but the SCV is gonna die, which is a huge, huge problem. This command center is gonna be very, very delayed. Pulling the SCVs even, oh my god. And the Reaper, oh, he barely saves it. Now maybe he should return his SCVs right about now, maybe, but who am I to judge? The second Reaper is coming in, and now it's getting very weird for FrosT to deal with this. He already losing a lot of SCVs, 5 in total, but loses one of the Reapers. And now, okay, so FrosT will be able to recover. I mean, he's going to be able to cancel the aggression, but on the cost of 5 SCVs, what? Man. And if he takes out the second factory, oh, it's actually a second factory, which means mech once again, but guess what? This time Doniel knows that this is gonna be mech, which means that he will probably be a lot more aggressive with his biocomposition, and is gonna see what shenanigans he can do with the Reaper. Once again, the Reaper of FrosT going, they're both going for the Naga Tower, never mind. Oh, but this Reaper is with a hit ahead, and actually decides to retreat? Why? This is, oh, but actually the Cyclone getting the first hit on the other Cyclone. This is looking weird. This is very, very weird, but overall, FrosT managing to get this little clash successfully, but a second Cyclone going in, and now with the 2 Cyclones, he can do a lot of damage, or maybe just swap them and go with the healthy one in FrosT's base. We see from FrosT the Cyclone with research, which I forgot. I just betrayed my own race. And a third base from the blue Terran. A third base for Doniel is done. And the blocks here are getting destroyed. Now, I'd like to see FrosT being very, very aggressive. Actually, Doniel being very aggressive with his units because, once again, as I said in the previous game, he's quite on a timer. So, yeah. And FrosT looking actually like he's gonna go for the battle mech composition this time. Gonna snipe the Cyclones here. Take the first one, takes the second one. Pretty good trade so far. I'd like to see Doniel's composition, and actually he right now needs to play a little bit defensively maybe because of the mobility of the battle mech. It's more mobile than bio. As weird as that sentence just sounds, mech more mobile than bio, but that's the meta, guys. He's, yeah, as you can see, Doniel here playing defensively, even placing a bunker, a tank. His third base is currently not on spot. Okay, he moved it right now. And FrosT's base is on spot, building the missile turret. FrosT expecting this aggression from Doniel, which I was talking about. Yep, high. No, that's not high SAC tracking. That's the missile turrets upgrade. Okay, 2 mules dropping in. Yeah, as you can see, mech it is. 2 armories in the production tab, as well as 2 tanks and a Hellion. On the other side of the map, we see combat shields and a strong mech-oriented play. So far, +1 attack weapons. We see the second engine bay and the armory. Doniel adds 3 more barracks. I wonder where the Marines went and why Doniel has no medivacs he can do aggression with. It's gonna be actually so juicy if you drop like 2 medivacs on this mineral line. I mean, there's literally nothing to defend it. I mean, this army is mobile, but it's gonna take some time until it arrives, and by the time you can kill the missile turret, kill a couple of SCVs, maybe cancel this command center and stuff like that. Generally speaking, +1 vehicle weapons as well as +1 vehicle armor in the production tab for FrosT. 5 Vikings. Doniel holding this air superiority air game every single game so far, and I gotta say I absolutely love it. Now FrosT is gonna try and do a little bit of a harassment here, but with 2 tanks and literally the whole army of Doniel, there's nothing he can do right now. Yeah, he's gonna try and come in, but to no avail. Yep. This is gonna be the end of this little sparring, which didn't even took place, sadly. Maybe a thing that's not okay for FrosT is that he's going mech and he's mining only with 1 SCV from these refineries, which I suppose is a misclick. I mean, should be a misclick. But we'll see if he is gonna fix it anytime soon. He got the money, he's going for a 4th base. But so is Doniel, even though more slowly. 1-1 is gonna finish. 1-1 bio for Doniel as well. And let's see how this is gonna turn out. Focus fire on the siege tank. Manages to take it out. Overall, a pretty sweet move from FrosT. Some siege tanks sieging up. A good line here. Literally, almost nothing can penetrate through this positioning of FrosT. He's playing very turtly, very slowly, just how mech should be played. Now he's gonna try and drop on the high ground, but guess what? There are Hellions! And what are you gonna do versus the Hellions, huh? Yeah, but actually, Doniel is doing pretty good with this drop. Now he's gonna try and drop in the main base, but they're already missile turrets, so this is gonna end up with quite a disaster. Oh no, the full medevac goes down. He didn't even have a chance. The Hellions and the Cyclones going back. Actually, Doniel ahead in army, but behind. Actually, not behind upgrades, just a little maybe, because he's doing one armory upgrade, one engine bay upgrade at a time. He needs to start a +2 armor here, so they can get even. I like how FrosT is playing, by the way. Very chill, very calm playstyle out of him. And I like the way actually Doniel is mixing up these Marauders in his army composition, because they really make the difference sometimes. Liberators sieging up. This tank not gonna see the dawn, as I like to say, and these Liberators not in the fight currently, but actually Doniel managing to penetrate into the base. This command center is gonna go down, and the Marauder's doing a lot of damage, a lot of damage. Another Tor goes down, another 2 Tors go down. And these Liberators, there's no anti-air. This is actually working out pretty good for Doniel. Double the supply, and is he gonna manage to tie the series 2-2? Landing the Vikings even. These Liberators are doing nothing right now, but that's not that important even. Doniel here looking to supply block his opponent. It's gonna be a little bit harder considering that he destroyed half of his army, but still he is determined. He is very determined. Eventually, I think that FrosT is gonna be able to match his opponent, but guess what? He can always evacuate, drop into another place. In the meantime, Doniel is attacking 2 more places at a time. 2 tanks here doing damage on this orbital command. The Vikings are circling around the base. And right now this Liberator, there's nothing FrosT can do versus this Liberator except wait for something, but like for what? What can you do? FrosT with no anti-air to defend himself, and Doniel playing this game absolutely perfectly. Gets the GG, and Charge Gaming Doniel ties the series 2-2. What a series, guys. Honestly, that was absolutely great. We had 2 series, both of them 2-2. Absolutely amazing. I'm so happy I managed to cast that. I had the chance to cast that. Thank you again for watching me. This is Vladoman. This is StarCraft 2 Amateur Championship Season 1. Stay tuned for probably the next week when we're going to be casting more matches. Don't forget to play your sets. Which reminds me that I will be playing tomorrow. And it's going to be real fun. Thanks for casting. Thanks for watching, Doniel. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Once again, guys, don't forget to check out the replays, or if you want to show your games to someone but he missed the stream, click the YouTube channel, subscribe to it, because we're gonna upload everything there. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.